better than that. Okay, I'm gonna make you do better. All right, let's go ahead, look at these questions right now and see what's going on. I want to welcome you in. So we're going up for the top of questions. How can I improve the way I switch lanes? Well, Sophia, you need to practice more when you can. It does take time. Most beginning drivers either lift your foot and you go too slow, or most beginning drivers don't check over their shoulder and cut off a car, or most beginning drivers like panic and they're real stiff. So you do one of three things. You'll go too slow, you'll go too fast, or you won't check over your shoulder. Every student driver is a little bit different. From what I've seen, they usually fall into categories. Um, Many students want to learn more, but some students want to not get better. iPhone, you got to change your name. We don't have an iPhone person, so please click the three dots and put your name in there, please and thank you. So Sophia's one of those three things. You got to practice, like playing tennis, playing golf, becoming a pro level video gamer. It takes practice every single day, 3 or 4 hours a day, playing good people, bad people, average people, when you're learning to drive. Get in heavy traffic, light traffic, easy traffic, moderate traffic. Drive during rush hour, drive in the morning, drive at night, drive in fog, drive in rain, drive in snow. Each experience will help you become a better driver, and it does take time. Right now, you guys want to get through this class. You want to get all your drives done. And some of you still aren't scheduled. I'm not going to worry about it today. It is what it is. The kids who are serious about driving get their drive scheduled. The kids who are not serious, they wait till the last second. And I have 6 weeks to get you done. And if you're not done in 6 weeks, you're going to have to repeat a week of class. There's a deadline. Some kids take it serious. Some kids are like, whatever. So what I've learned over the years, you make times available. Those kids who want to get done will get done. So I learned not to compromise my value system and to be there for you. And I always will talk to your parent and tell them what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong. And if you're not meeting those criteria, you won't pass. There are no automatic passes. Okay, let's keep going. I like the question. Thank you, Sophia. We already talked about the test. Look on your training material. I'm just putting that back on you. Okay. When on a private toll bridge or road, are rules different? No. The rules are still the same. A red light's a red light. A stop sign is a stop sign. Some private communities can have a custom sign, maybe, golf carts only, or drive at 10 miles an hour, but you still have to follow those rules and laws. Good question, Vince. I like it. You're thinking out of the box, but you just got to follow rules. On a toll road, you have to pay. If you don't pay, you won't have access to the road. The toll fee is to pay for maintenance, updates on the road, to make sure the road is meeting the needs of cars that go through. They charge cars a different rate. They charge semi-trucks a different rate. They charge different vehicles a different rate. So this is how they make money to keep the roads really in good shape. Great question. When on expressway, is there a white square dashed lines? That's a HOV lane. It's for people in cars that have 2 or more people. They're trying to encourage carpooling, where there's more than one person in the car. It's more fuel efficient. So states try to think of creative ways to maximize traffic, maximize people traveling. Any given day, it could be 350,000 people that go to a downtown area, downtown Detroit, downtown Chicago, downtown Washington, D.C., and another 2,500, 3,000, 4,000. All 100,000 people can't be on the road at the same time. Some people will be there 1 o'clock. Some people 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. But the peak times are like 4:30 to 6:30. That's where you're going to see the bumper to bumper to bumper, people pulling their hair out, people getting mad, road raging. You need that type of driving to make you better, but you don't need to be in that right now, because me as your instructor, we're just kind of sitting there wasting time. So that doesn't really bring value. I like to get you in that traffic and get you out of that traffic. Us sitting there, that's for you and your mom and dad to do. That's not for me as your instructor. That was a good answer. Good question, Olivia. I do appreciate that. I gave you more. That's good. Let's keep going to the next question. I need questions like that. Come on. How do you get better at parking? Dominic, you really got to practice. Go in your neighborhood. Every single car on your side, parallel park. Every single driveway, back in, reverse, do a 3-point turnaround. Every single driveway, pull in, drive out. If you really want to get better, you've got to master those skill sets. If you're driving a manual, you got to practice pushing the clutch in, putting it down to first gear, pushing the clutch in, putting it up to second gear, pushing the clutch in, putting it down. You've got to practice those skill sets. If you're nervous about pulling out in front of traffic, every single corner, practice looking, checking. If you want to get better, all of you will get better over time. It just depends. Do you have supporting mom or dad? Do you not have support? Do you live with your grandma? Do you live with your grandpa? Does your dad come home at 7 at night? Is he tired? Does your mom work? I don't know your living situations. About 10 to 15 years ago, most of you live in a traditional family. Today is different. So there are differences. Your parents are working more. It costs more to live. So you got to get better, Dominic. First, you got to have a car, Dominic. No one's just going to say, here, take this car. You're not licensed. Your name is not on the insurance, and it's illegal. And you have to have an adult with you, 21 or up. So, Dominic, to be honest, I don't know how you're going to do it. You can't do it by yourself. So you get better by parking in your school parking lot. You get better by parking going to a mall. You get better by parking going to community college. Park in 10 different spots. Get in between the lines. I used to set cones up, have my students park in every single spot, back in every single spot. Okay, that takes work, and if you want to put in the work, you'll be a really good person to park. Thank you, Dominic. How are you supposed to make people know if you have the high beams on? You will have bright lights. They will see the bright lights in their face. You guys know what high beam headlights are like. You're like, oh my God, I can't see. You'll have a little blue headlight emblem on your dashboard. It will mean high beam lights. A lot of beginning drivers, when they're using the blinker, they push out the blinker, which turns on the high beam lights. So there's a switch. There's a little symbol that you'll see. And then some people might flash their lights to let you know. Good question. Like that question. Okay? Keep going. Let's get these questions coming in. How to get better is staying in the middle of the lanes. As you drive, Nathan, you will get better. A lot of beginning drivers hug the right because you're trying to put yourself in the middle of the lane. If you put yourself in the middle, you're going to be hugging the right, going off the road, side swiping a car. All beginners struggle at lane line reference points. And when you use lane line reference points, parking is easy. Backing in is easy. Example, I was reversing in our driveway. I did not want to hit my son's mango orange Charger. He would kill me. So I swung in too close. I'm like, no, I had to try back out. Then I was out too wide to the left. I was on the neighbor's grass. No, it took me a third time to just back in real easy, looking over my shoulder, looking over my right shoulder. I don't want to hit that orange mango Charger that we bought when he got a scholarship. So you got to practice that. And you got to leave room so someone can open their door and not hit your car. So it takes practice. It takes a good coach. It takes someone who's not going to cut your head off, be mad at you, scream at you when you make a mistake. And if you have a coach like that, then you won't learn how to drive. It's going to take you twice as long because you're going to be scared to make mistakes. And then when you make a mistake, they cut your head off. It's a metaphor. Good question. Come on with those questions. How do you turn on windshield wiper blades? There's a little switch on the blinker. You twist it up. That turns them on. There you go, Olivia. You were upside down. Now you're right side up. I'm playing with you, Olivia. There's a little switch on the blinker on most cars. It's on the left. You twist it up. That turns it on. You twist it down. That increases the speed. Every car's a little bit different. You need to learn your dashboard. If we were in a Corvette, it's different. A Cybertruck is different. A Mustang is different. Okay, a Impala is different. Every car's got a little different orientation, but most of them are in around the same area. You have to learn those things so you know what to do. And that adds a little bit of confusion and anxiety, because if it's raining all of a sudden, you're like, where are the wipers at? And then you're kind of fumbling around, then your car goes off the road, and your mama's like, yeah! Or your dad's like, yeah, what are you doing? I don't know. And then there's a fight, and they make you get in the back seat, and you're crying. What should I do if I get a flat tire while driving? Okay, first, don't panic. If you can get off to the side of the road, try to. If you can get off the side of the road and get up to a gas station, a brightly lit parking lot, a flat surface, if you know how to change it, and you're in a safe place, not on the freeway, not on a busy road, if you know how to change it, how to get the jack out, how to get the spare out, how to get the lug nuts off, how to use a lug nut wrench, if you know how to do that, you need to learn how. We don't have to teach you this. It's a shame, but we don't have to teach you this. But you need to know how to change a flat tire. It will happen if you drive long enough. Typically in the driver's ed car, once every 2 years, screws and nails are all over the streets. So you want to make sure you have good tires on your car. There you go. I love the question. So what happens if there is a double yellow line? First, on the double yellow line, you can't cross. That's the first part. Can't cross it. And there's emergency vehicle approaches. You pull over to the right. Because we're in America, the double yellow is always on our left. The double yellow is always on our left. To the right, there's a solid white line. That's the edge line. It marks the right side of the road. And if you can't get over, the emergency vehicle can circumvent traffic and drive around. There's some really good videos I'm thinking of. I like the questions. Come on with these questions. Good evening. How you doing, E? Thank you for being here. Let's keep going. What is the best tip when using or backing into a parking spot? Look out your back window. Check your mirrors to the left. Check your mirrors to the right. Don't rely on your mirrors. You're going to sideswipe a car. Remember what I said? I'm backing in. I'm about to hit my son's mega orange Charger. I've always backed in. He's learned to back in. Daughter, she pulls in. Sometimes she pulls in. Wife pulls in. So when I come home, I see that mega orange Charger. I'm like, he's home. And then I back in. So practice, learn to look out of your back window. You check your mirror to the right for a little reference point, but you can't rely on it. You check your mirror to the left, just like I'm backing in. I know my son's car, is it 5 feet away? Is it 3 feet away? Am I going to break off the mirror? It's really easy to do. I don't want to hit his car. I don't want to hit his car. I don't want to hear his mouth. I don't want to have to pay for it. It's paid for. He got it. He earned a scholarship. Leave it be. Don't mess with your mom's car. Don't mess with your dad's car. They're going to be like, you're going to pay for this. You might as well give me your $500, and that's not enough. So practice those parking spots. Practice in your driveway. Practice backing into your school. It takes time, but you'll learn. I like the questions. They're getting more direct. The test is multiple choice. We do quizzes, test prep to get you ready. And I take pride on test prep, test prep, test prep, test prep. You got to practice over and over and over. If we were doctors and this is medical school, I would have a medical quizzy. We would look at case studies of patients. Now we're looking at case studies of cars. Hydroplaning, hydro is water. Plane means to lift. Your car's lifting on water. So you want to make sure you're going slower. A lot of people who are in a hurry or rushing or poor maintenance, ball-headed tires, you're going to slide and crash. So that maintenance part is really important. What's in the test? Everything, Nathan. Everything we go over is in there. Everything on the study guide. Everything on the curriculum. I'm a teacher. I'm going to be thorough. I'm going to go over the curriculum, Nathan. I'm going to go over everything. You're going to say, yeah, he went over everything. And if you failed, your parents are going to say, what happened? You can't say, well, he didn't go over everything. I'm thorough. I've been here 4 years. Company knows what I do. Yeah, Mr. Kenny goes over everything. What does shifting gears do? It allows the car, first, there's an automatic. The Fords have a 10-speed transmission. Some of the Jeep have an 8-speed transmission. Some cars have a 4-speed transmission. When you push the gas at a certain speed, it starts in first gear, 0 to 10. As you push the gas, your speed picks up. The computer will tell the transmission to shift into second gear, and then third gear, and then fourth gear. So the computer tells the car when to shift based on speed and how hard you push the gas. If you lift your foot, the computer will say, okay, I need to downshift into, if you have a 4-speed, 3, 2, 1. If you have a 10-speed, it could go from, let's say you're on a highway, it's in gear 10. It might drop down to gear 7. Then you push the gas, it might go back up to gear 10. So your cars will shift based upon the road conditions. Now, if you have a manual, you're going to have to manually shift based on speed. And the gears make your car move forward, okay? And the way the gears are set up, the faster you go, the lower the gear ratio, and the more efficient, or fuel economy. I like that, man. So that was a good question. Keep going. What's the most common crash? Running into someone. Rear-end collisions are the most common. You're not paying attention, you're on your phone. Oh man, look at that cat video. Boom, you just ran the car. Oh man, my mom sent me a text. Boom, you just hit the car. Oh man, I'm daydreaming. Boom, you just hit the car. Rear-end collisions are the most common. Okay, so you really got to pay attention and look ahead. Let's get some more questions in. There's a wolf dog right there. I'm joking. That's a big dog. That's a King Corso. Braylon, I gotta ask you a question, man. What type of dog is that? Is that a King Corso?
Yes, it is.
Woo! Girl or a boy?
This one's a girl.
You have 2 of them?
I have 3 of them.
Boy! Man, look at that baby right there.
Yeah, she's the smallest.
How big is that baby?
I'd say I'd give her like maybe 80 pounds.
Whoa, bro. Okay. Hey, respect. Okay, let's use this as an example. If he's taking his dogs on a trip in the car, he really should have them in a harness, because I had one student, her mom taught leader dogs for the blind. That's a huge animal. Love and respect. I have a dog. Her name is Lola. She's only 65. I'm not going to talk loud. She'll come in here and knock me down. But he is their life. He loves them, protects them. And so you got to have a harness, because if you drive in the car with that dog and you hit the brakes, you're going to have 80 pounds of dog knocking you in the head. Okay? That's nothing but respect. Love that. When is it appropriate to use your high beams? When there are no other cars around. When you can't see and you need additional light. Good question. How do you park into a diagonal spot compared to going to the mall? When you go to the mall, you know what that is. Or going to a college, community college. The spots are at an angle. You go down the aisle and you pull into the right. Okay? Remember, we're in America. We drive on the right. You go down the aisle, and when you get halfway past the line, you turn in. If you turn too late, the car's going to be to the left. Someone's going to hit your door. If you turn too close, the car's going to be to the right. Someone's going to hit your door. So regular parking spots, you just pull in. They're easy. So we've done diagonal parking, stall parking, parallel parking. We can do a whole parking series. So you got to learn to park. When exiting a sub onto heavy traffic, bumper to bumper on a main road, when do you know it's a good spot, especially going left? When there's space. Addison, thank you. When there's enough space that you can safely go out and make your left turn. Lefts are more difficult than right turns because you're turning across traffic. I love that question. The biggest thing is space. A lot of beginners hesitate They misjudge distance. You give your parent a heart attack, you give your instructor a heart attack, and your mama's like, I'm done. Take me back home. I don't want to drive with you. Drive with your dad, drive with your mom. So you got to learn to judge distance, and that's a little bit hard. When exiting, it's okay, bumper to bumper, a way to answer that. Type in what you learned. Type in what you learned. Type in what you learned. City or countryside viewer. I'm from the city. I always love going back to the city. I'm going to get you guys with a couple of quizzes. So they're going to be short, quick. City or countryside viewer. The city. We're going to go over, in fact, I'm going to go over some information first. I'm going to go over the notes first, so give me 1 second. All right, I'm going to do a screen share. I like to go over the notes first. Let's front load the class. Let's get it going. Let's bring in good energy. Let's talk about mirrors because she has some good questions. I won't be long. Mirror usage. Anytime speed or position adjustments are necessary, the driver must consider the location, size, and speed of vehicles to the sides and rear. So when you're using your mirrors, they don't say this car is 10 feet away. They don't say this car is 5 feet away. They don't say this car. We're not there yet. There are some smart mirror technologies on really big semi trucks where the newer 2026 and up trucks have new mirror technology where they have a camera in the back of the trailer. They have cameras on the left mirrors, cameras on the right mirrors, cameras in the front, cameras on the side, and they can see cars in their blind spots because they have a camera, okay? The mirrors, I don't think, say, hey, this car is 10 feet away. Now, I could be wrong, but I've seen that because I like that type of technology. So with that being said, most of us have stock mirrors. You have a little light that comes on that tells you your car's in your blind spot. But drivers cannot afford to divert attention from the path ahead. If you're looking in your mirror, you're going to hit a car in front of you. If you're looking in your rear mirror, you're going to hit a car ahead of you. If you're looking in your back mirror too long, you could hit something. So it's a quick glance. That was a good question. As I'm going on, the mirror users put a question in. When stopping, anytime a driver prepares to slow down or stop, you got to look in your mirror. Is someone stopping? Do they not see you? Are you going to get rear-ended? Okay, and drivers of cars have been rear-ended before, and that's dangerous because beginning drivers hit brakes, they go really slow, they kind of hug the right, hug the left. I know this because I used to follow another driver's ed instructor, and we would drive in groups of 2, and it was fun, but also you get a chance to see why people don't like following beginning drivers because they're kind of off pace. Okay. Mirror usage when turning. When the driver prepares to turn, mirrors should be checked before any change of speed or position. You got to check those mirrors. If you're in an 18-wheeler truck, you got to look. Is there a car to your right? Is there a car to your left? We saw the no zone video at the International Speedway. There are 4 blind spots: left side, right side, front and back. 4, left side, right side, front and back. Okay, I'm sorry, what didn't you tell me? Left side, right side, front and back. When changing lanes, you got to check your mirrors. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Mirror, turn signal, blind spot if I'm going to the left. A lot of beginners look in the mirror too long. So you got to check mirror, turn signal, blind spot. Your regular side view mirrors, even when angled out an additional 12 to 16 inches, and hand settings do not provide, excuse me, Where's my water? I left it downstairs. All right. Your mirrors can help, but you still got to look, okay? They do not provide sufficient information. You're looking for information. Is the car there? Yes, then you got to wait. Is the car there? No. Check over your shoulder. Then it's clear. They give you information. They don't say, yes, you can go, or no, you can't. We're not there yet. But someone's going to build that technology, and you're going to really revolutionize the market. Traditional mirror settings. Outside mirrors are set so the driver can see the back edges of the vehicle. May be more appropriate for trucks. You guys aren't driving trucks. We're not driving vans. We're not driving SUV-style vehicles when towing. We're not there yet. Some of your parents drive those heavier vehicles. One of your parents does. They're a truck supply chain person, and they get these big trucks in. Okay. I put question this as I'm going with enhanced mirror settings. Inside rearview mirror becomes the primary mirror of view for the rear, your inside mirror. The outside mirror should be adjusted to reduce blind spots, but you still have to look over your shoulder. Questions on the mirrors. I'm going through this. Okay, let's keep going. We already went over this, braking, reversing. Some of you ask about parking perpendicular. In this form of parking, it is the most common and is usually the simplest way to park. Perpendicular parking is executed when the driver pulls their vehicle into a space by driving straight into the space. That's perpendicular parking, the easiest, at your school. Backing into a spot. This is performed when the driver puts their vehicle into reverse and backs into a space. Backing into a parking space on your right is safer and easier than backing into a space on your left, because you've got to look over your shoulder, you got to swing across traffic and back in. Remember, we drive on the right. Parallel parking. This form of parking usually is seen the most difficult version of parking and is typically executed the least. Parallel parking spaces are very common in urban driving environments. Downtown Detroit, downtown Chicago, downtown Houston, Texas, downtown Los Angeles, California. Okay? You have to do it. It's going to be on your driving test. Parking on a hill. When parking on a hill, always turn your wheels toward the curb. Always turn your wheels toward the curb. If you're parking downhill, you turn your wheels toward the curb. Why? If your car slips out of gear, the car is going to run into the curb and stop. Okay? Downhill. If you're parking uphill, you turn your wheels to the left. If the car slips out of gear, it's going to roll backwards, and the car's going to do a 180 and hit the curb. When adjusting your mirrors, what is the key spot? You should see a little bit of the side of the door handles or the side of the car. Everyone has a little different uniqueness, but you want to see a little bit of the side of the car. They shouldn't be at the ground. They shouldn't be up. Example, I'm 6'4". My mirrors is going to be up. If you're not 6'4", your mirrors are going to be down. When should your car be when you begin to start backing into a parallel spot? You want to be halfway past the car, turn your wheels all the way to the right, you park in, pull in at a 45 angle. Let's just keep it simple. Pull up, put it in reverse. When you're halfway past the car or the truck, turn the wheel, your steering wheel all the way to the right, you'll back in at a 45, done. Keep it simple. Okay, regulatory signs. Type in 3 regulatory signs that you see. Come on. This is our review. While you put it in there, I gotta go get my water. Regulatory signs. Okay, so a regulatory sign. These signs tell the road user what they may or may not do. Stop sign, you got to stop. Most common sign that is not followed, you get a moving violation. Speed limit sign, that's a regulatory sign. If you go over 30, you get a ticket. Do not enter, you go the wrong way, you're going to be in an accident. Type in 3 warning signs. Type in 3 warning signs. Let's go. This is your review. 3 warning signs. You'll thank me when you take your test. The most common ones you guys to see are the school zone crossing, 2 people with the crosswalk. The most common signs you'll see, probably if your school is near a railroad, all schools aren't near railroads. If you live near a bridge, you might see slippery when wet. Guide signs. These signs inform road users of areas of interest, routes, places, available roadside services, gas, hotel lodging, food, rest area. Guide signs are usually blue and white. They could be brown and white. The brown and white represent recreation, the police, food, hospital, phone. Traffic signals control the regulation and orderly movement of vehicles and pedestrian traffic. The following are the most common. A red signal light, which is located at the top of a vertical light. Some are horizontal, horizontals left and right. Yellow is always in the middle. Green is always at the bottom. The light is located at the bottom. Green means look left and right, cars run lights. Yellow means caution, the light is getting ready to turn. If you can stop safely in 3 seconds, you should. Red means stop at the stop line or stop bar. A lot of kids panic on the flashing red. It means stop. If you have a red, if you have a blinking yellow, you want to look and check traffic. The main road will have the blinking yellow. The side street will have the blinking red. It's always in that order. Pavement markings. You guys asked about pavement markings. I love that. I'm thorough. Yellow lines. These lines are used to separate traffic going in the opposite direction. You have a solid yellow line which prohibits passing. You have a broken yellow line which allows you to pass. White lines, they separate traffic. The solid white line prohibits lane changing. Some in Michigan, some in New York, some in Indiana. Every state is different. It's solid white lines. If you cross the solid white line, you could get a ticket. Broken white lines allow lane changing. White lines can also be used to mark the right edge of the road. Intersection stop lines, we talked about that, that big thick bar. The crosswalk lines, the skinny lines. White lettering symbols, these pavement markings may supplement traffic signals and are used to designate lanes, warning of hazards, and provide information. School zones usually have the word school school, school. Or school crossing, xing. Stop and travel signals ahead may use the word stop ahead. White pavement markings can be used to inform drivers of speed limits, routes, and other important information. There's a good road sign video I'm going to show you. Also, slow down. If you're going around a curve, coming up to an area, you might see the word slow down. Yes, thank you. Clock that T. Intersections. There are two types of intersections, controlled and uncontrolled. I'm so happy I'm thorough. Most intersections are controlled by traffic control devices, a light or a sign. The most common traffic control device that are intersections are traffic signals and signs. That's the most common. Drivers must always follow the directions of the intersection's traffic device, and they should also be aware of other hazards. Pedestrians, remember the vulnerable road users, kids, the elderly, and then also bicyclists. Those are vulnerable road users. We went over that on Friday. Like pedestrians and other drivers not following the rules. Little kids are going to play in the street. They don't know what do not walk means. You're the adult young driver. Wait for them. Uncontrolled intersections do not have traffic control devices that direct the flow of the traffic. The driver who arrives at the intersection and stops first. I remember Vince had a question on that, and Vince, what I'm reading supports it. Vince, I remember the first week. The driver who arrives at the intersection and stops first has the right of way, period. Follow the order of operations. If two vehicles come at the same time, the two or more vehicles reach the intersection at the same time, the vehicles on the left shall yield to the vehicle on the right. That's how you follow the rules. Already named the signs. We're doing good. This is going to be my last one. Then we'll do a couple quizzes. Perceive, decide, act, space management system. So perceive and decide. This is the space act management system. Example, perceive, objects or conditions on the road, identifying the events or scenes that are relevant to you as the driver. You're at a school. There are 1,000 kids to run out. You're either going to wait or try to push your way through kids and people and possibly hit someone, period. You know what it's like. You're in high school. You go to vocational school. You know what it's like. Your parents drive in the morning. Oh my God, all these kids. Oh my God, I'm late to work. Dad, it's okay. You're almost done. That's my teacher wave. Right? Hey, I got an A- in this class. That's great. He's a nice teacher. 2, decide the path ahead for alternate paths. If you're driving and it's a busy parking lot, I'm going to have you stay middle right because someone's going to walk off from your right or someone's going to walk off from your left. You've been to a basketball game before. You've been to a state regional if you're lucky enough to make it there. You've been to a quarterfinal if your school's lucky enough to make it there. I say it because some of you will never get to that level. It gets bigger and bigger. You have college scouts, Michigan. Okay, Syracuse, okay, Boston College, okay, Indiana University, okay, Iowa State. You got 3 or 4 Division I girls who are all going to get scholarships. They average 25 points a game. Their coach is going to leave and go to a college. You have 3 football players. One is going to Michigan. One is going to Syracuse. One is going to Texas. They made it to the state finals. There are college scouts there. The stands are full, over 3,000 people. The parking lots are full. You got to park down the street around the corner. You're running to get there. You tell your friend, save you a seat. I've been there before. I was in that before. My son was in that before. It's a special moment, but it's very stressful trying to find a parking spot. Okay? So, and then act appropriately and make proper adjustments. This is where beginners hesitate. You go too slow. You should not be trying to back into a spot when there are 2,000 people trying to walk in. You can't do it. You're going to have to drive around 3 times and you might find a spot or you might not. And then the parent's going to say, we're trying to hold the seat, but this couple here is trying to take your spot. What are you going to do? Make grandma and grandpa stand? Nope. Proceed. To be a safe driver, you must know what is happening around you. School parking lot. People are walking in front of you, behind you. They're on their phone. School parking lot in the morning. They're walking behind you, in front of you, on their phone. School parking lot at 2:35. They're walking behind you, in front of you, on their phone. Search ahead. The distance you look ahead is called visual lead. This is usually an area 20 to 30 seconds ahead. This is what I'm trying to teach you in the driver's ed car. Look ahead. I'm just looking down. Look ahead. Having good visual lead and usually good searching skills helps you see changes in the traffic pattern. Identify alternative paths of travel. Let me make this a little larger. I'm glad I'm going over this because this weekend we driving. Put in questions as I'm going over this. This is going to be the last one. Do we get hit some quizzies? This is what I'm trying to teach you. Perceive. Look ahead. What are the traffic clues? What is traffic doing? Search ahead. The distance you look ahead is called visual lead, 20, 30 seconds already went over that. It helps you see problems. Someone is trying to park in a handicap, but they're not handicapped. Boo. They're going to get a ticket and get their car towed. Yay. Search to the sides. Concentrate on any one. If you concentrate on any one object, you're going to be vulnerable to something else. Don't do that. Okay? It interferes with your ability to detect other potential hazards. Again, your team, your school made it to the regional finals. There are 3,000 people at your school. You're like, wow, I've never seen this many people. Because your school only hosts 1,000 kids. There are 3,000 people there. And 4 college scouts. 2 boys getting scholarships, 2 girls. Being in high school is one of the most funnest, special moments in your life. You're only going to be there one time. As you cry when you're a senior and your friends don't sign your book. You should search to the sides to make sure the roadway users will not cross your path. Look behind. Develop skills to check traffic behind. Just check your mirror occasionally. Check your rearview mirror, side mirrors to see if anyone is following too close. Approaching too fast. These are the things we're trying to teach you in the car. But if I talk too much, your brain will be overloaded. If I don't talk at all, your brain will be overloaded. If I don't tell you, you're going to run someone over and you won't even know. If you want to be an instructor, let me know. Look over your left and right shoulder to check your blind spots. This is the last part. Then we're going to do the quizzy. Once you have identified a hazard, 50 boys walking on the left, 50 boys walking on the right. They're on their phones, they're looking down. They're going to walk right in front of you as you drive. You will stop. What are you going to do, honk your horn? They're going to kick your car. What are you going to do, get mad? They're all videoing. This car ran me over. They saw me moving. They saw us moving. We're pedestrians. Once you have identified the hazard, ask yourself these questions. What if? What if someone walks out? What do I do? What if someone is looking down? What do I do? What if a senior is helping his or her grandmother who's on a walker walk inside? What are you going to do? Run them over? No. You're going to stop. Make eye contact. The senior will wave at you. Thank you, freshman. You're still a freshman, though. Think about how hazards can interact and create risk. What if someone falls? We were driving through the high school parking lot. A girl in her tuba fell. I'm like, oh my gosh, she fell on her instrument. Yeah. Anticipate potential problems and have a plan. Go slow. Wait. Make eye contact to eliminate the risk. A lot of you as beginning drivers don't assume the risk because you don't know. Think about the dangers around you. Make adjustments. Should you stop? Should you wait? Should you continue to move forward? Sorry, you're going to hear some dogs. You're going to hear a Yorkie. Braylon, don't laugh. It's my son's girlfriend's dog. And then we got a lab. Yes, he shows. Yeah, I know. I see that baby back there. I see it. Nothing but respect, man. Nothing but respect. Love them. So you got to identify hazards. You should choose the action that involves the lowest possible risk level. Probably stopping. Probably waiting. But if you're going to a state championship game or regional game, there are going to be scouts there. There are going to be teams there that are going to the regional scouting you. Yeah, there's number 99. That was me in high school. He's fast. He's quick. We're going to have to double team him. But then they got the quarterback. He's a parade All-American. We got a receiver. We have an outside linebacker who played for Michigan. We have two other guys that played for University of Toledo. We have one guy that had 5 offers. That was me. How do we stop them? Teams, you're going to see people never seen you before. You've been there at the state championship game. If you have, put yes in there. If you've been to a state championship game or regional, type yes. All of you should not be typing yes because you have not been to a state championship game. They built different. They're taller. They're stronger. They're the state championship level. These are the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. Okay? You're like, wow, that girl's like 6'10". Yeah, she's getting recruited by Texas. That guy is 6'9". He's got 10 offers. University of Michigan, Texas, Florida, Alabama. Come on. I already know, Luca. Okay? It's business as usual. And most of them are very nice because they were brought up that way. As soon as you identify the hazard, I would just wait. You better get there early if you go into a regional or state final. I drove there. Yeah, honey, you did a great job. Here's $25. Go hang out with your friends. I'll sit on the parent side. Boom. That was my son. He made it to the regionals. They got knocked out. He drove. He parked. Dad, give me some money. Here's money. Go with your friends. I'll sit on the other side because he wants to be cool. It's all good. Dad, where are the keys at? Can I go out? Okay, drop me off. Zoom. Picking up his friends. Going in SRT Jeep. All right. Put in a question and what you learned. Put in a question and what you learned. We stopped at page. Put in a question and what you learned. I took you through a high school journey. Going to the regionals, going to the states, because I was that high school coach. I had girls who were regional qualifiers in the hurdles, in the 100, in the 200. One young lady in the shot put. Okay? Offers, Michigan State, Texas, Florida. Okay? I've been there before. Every now and then, every 2 or 3 years, you're going to get girls or guys who are good enough to go to the regional. And then they have other girls and guys from around the state that are just as good. And then if they qualify for the state, because I was a track coach, I had kids, coach, I just qualified. Okay, I'll fill in the papers. And then you take a picture of the score sheet, you put in their name. I got goosebumps thinking about it, man. I got the papers downstairs because I was that coach, and it's a blessing. Okay? Those kids that make it, the school district pays for a school bus. You get a hotel room, parents get a hotel room, I get a hotel room, we get off school, the principal comes up there, the school comes up there, you qualify for the state, I'm crying, you're crying. It's a special moment. And then some of you will get a scholarship offer if you had the grades. And if you don't, you should have listened to me when you were a freshman, but you didn't listen. You're right, coach. You got to go to summer school. I know, coach, I know. I hope you pass. I've been there before. I know. I speak truth. Okay? It's real, man. You better put on your seatbelt too. A lot of beginners won't. You're excited. Like, I got to get there. You're late. I'm serious. You're late. Okay? Look up Josh Jackson if you don't believe me. Josh Jackson. He played pro ball for about 6 years. 6'10". Josh Jackson. I didn't coach him, but I was at the school there with him. Josh Jackson. Okay? That's just one person that I can name. Josh Jackson. His mother played pro ball too. Okay? I think he played for Kentucky 1 year, 2 years, went pro, boom, done. Played in the league probably 6 years, done. Okay, we're going to do a couple quick quizzes. It was nice to take you through that high school situation because that's a special moment. Let me get a couple quick quizzes out. I'm just trying to make it fun because you're going to work. Give me 1 second. Josh Jackson, look him up if you don't believe me. Get that quizzy. Oh, they're always trying to... Give me 1 second here. Okay, I'm going to let you choose to show you my body of work. Okay, you're going to choose driving safety in intersections, driving tests, traffic sign quiz, situational driving. I do other things too. Which one are we doing out here? I want a quick one. I'm going to let you pick. Driving safety in intersection, driving test, traffic sign quiz, or situational driving practice. You pick. Okay? You're getting some good information tonight, man. I'm letting you vote. It's your world. What you want? Driving test, traffic sign quiz, situational. I'm going to do what you want. But if it was me, I'd probably do situational driving, but you want the driving quiz. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second. Dun, dun, dun. Always trying to make you get money. Give me 1 second here. All right, this is the one I want. You said driving test. Hold on. All right, I'm going to give you a code. Test mode. Give me 1 second. Okay. Everyone participates. I'm going to give you a code. Here we go. Joinmyquiz.com. 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 648090. Nathan got in quick. He got that fast internet net. Again, 648090. Joinmyquiz.com. If you can join in, join in. 648094. It felt good going over that material to make sure we are ready. And that was good. That gives you a fresh, quick review. Again, 648090. JohnMyQuiz.com. Always use your seatbelt. Okay? Vince, you lagging. Just mute yourself. All right. 648090. All right, let's go ahead and get started. It might have sent an update. All right, it was hiding under there. I was nervous for a second. I thought they went to a paid version. I'm on the free version. I was getting scared, guys. JoinMyQuiz.com, 648090. 90. JoinMyQuiz.com. Okay, here we go. Let's eat. Guys, this is your time to put in questions. It's a great situation. E, of course, I thank you. As always, a lot of good learning, checking mirrors, checking blind spots, learning. Put your questions in. Also, if you can, join the quiz or the quizzy. This is a great way to do test prep to get students ready. Got about an hour. E, you heard me mention Syracuse, right? That's it. Being recruited by the University of Syracuse is something, so it's important. Also learning about mirror settings. And I use the high school and college example. A lot of these young people may never have a chance to go to a regional or win the district or win a regional or go to the state unless they have an outstanding college prospect that will put the team, a girl or a guy, who is really good at basketball, football, or track. I've been blessed to be around some of those. Josh Jackson, you can look him up. There are numerous athletes that I've had a chance to coach and be around. They're just really great people who care about their community. They're nice. They have really good skills. They're just a play, and they work hard. Okay. A lot of athletes, some just don't follow the rules. They're very disrespectful. They always want a handout. And I think it's important that all of you, if you're blessed to see someone with that ability, you want them to make it. Okay. Usually every 2 or 3 years, there's some Division I prospects. You got to have good GPA. You got to be the right size, the right height, the right weight. Okay. So you have to be able to lock in. Okay. And I'm going to try to show you. I'm going to show you, see my setup. This guy was able to get a D1 scholarship, right? That's my son. He was able. That's his picture. Okay. So he was able to play in Belo Horizonte, Brazil. That's the guy that's going to be coming to New York, right? That's the guy who's going to be maybe trying to get to Canadian League. It's very competitive, okay? But a lot of kids, 1 in 100,000, get an offer. Okay, he was that 1 in 100,000. Okay, you see, 6'4", running on the edge, going crazy. Okay, so that's proof in the concept. And I'm gonna give you a little cheat code. You see how the room is set up, right? This is going to be the podcast area. You see how I'm set up here, right? This is going to be the area. You see it, right? I'm giving you a little surprise, right? That's how it's going to be set up. So you see it. You're like, okay, right? So to be at that level is a gift. But that guy's got his master's. He's ready to go. And it's work, okay? It's work. Thank you, I'm just keeping it real with you. That's sharing it. I walk it like I talk it. I'm a proud dad. Okay. My time is over. I'm not in college anymore. I'm not trying to for the NFL, Canadian leagues. That guy still is. But you got to be aware. And then I'm going to give you a little cheat code and show you this over here. This is when he played in Brazil, right? Okay. This is some of my other gear over here. We're still working on the setup. It's not perfect. But I'm giving you a little cheat code. That's his protein right there, right? I'm giving you a cheat code, okay? Just letting you know. We're still working on it, okay? It takes time to set this up. And I already have the equipment. I got the podcast stuff downstairs. I got to get a table. I got to set up the equipment. I got another camera. I got another light. So I'm all portable, ready to go. So this is going to be our studio up here. And then you'll meet him. Right? That's my guy. I want to be successful. But when that window of time has closed, it's time to move on. Okay, and his window's almost closed. He's got his education. Okay, he'll come out making his money, but right now he wants to try. That's the guy that went to Lake Placid, New York. Okay, so and they invited him back too, but it's unpaid. They'll fly you there, feed you, train, but he's looking at the 2030 Olympics. If he decides to go that route, he's got to have a very understanding job. The Olympics is a once in a lifetime thing. You know, we were watching the Winter Olympics. Those guys and ladies on the bobsled team, he knows them. He was there with them. Okay, you saw his Instagram, him walking on the ice and training. That's a gift. Okay, and that's a tough choice. Would you rather play pro ball or go to the Olympics to represent your country? I'd rather go to the Olympics to represent my country. That's a tough call. You feel me on that? That's a really tough call. Hurry up, guys. I want to go over this, and then we're going to see some videos in the end, then I'll hit you with the work. So, E, it felt nice to show you the setup I'm in. I was in the basement. Now I'm up in his room. He's downstairs. The flag is behind me. You saw the podcast setup. You saw his picture to my left, the Brazilian flag, because he played in Brazil for Team Galo. People want to always try to, I'm proud people always want to try to talk about America. I love being behind. I love to have the flag behind me. And then we'll put something on the wall, maybe a little sports theme. Okay, so he's just training, and then he'll be going to Washington, D.C. in a few days. Right, thank you. And then he'll come back and he'll head to New York in March. They're going to have training camp, make cuts. Hopefully he makes the team. And then he's playing arena ball. Hopefully he has some good videos, good sacks. He plays offense, and he's going to use that video to make some highlights. So you got to be able to drive there. Okay? He's driving. He ain't taking our car. His Mango Orange Charger. It has 200,000 miles, but he took care of it. That's why he's got to work. Mom and Dad done paying money, man. That man's expensive. Eats protein. He's got to. He's maintaining very, very low fat. Very, very low fat count. All right, guys, I want to go ahead and keep it moving. I want to end this, and let's see how you did. Let's look at some numbers. It's all about numbers. Hurry up, Chase. Come on, man. We're trying to get done. Come on, Chase. I want to get this done. All right, for time's sake, I'll wait. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and end it because I want to keep the class moving. Test. Okay, bam. Okay, close. Okay, let's look at this. Let's view report. Let's see how you did. Okay, accuracy is 58%. Not good. The highest is 73. The lowest is 33. So let's look at these questions. You're waiting to turn right at the end of a road. Your view is obstructed by parked cars. What should you do? 12 of you answered stop and then move forward slowly to carefully to clear your view. That's the correct thing to do. 3 of you said wait for a pedestrian to let you know it's okay. No, don't trust a pedestrian. You got to trust yourself. Let's keep moving. Number 2, your mobile phone rings while you're traveling. What should you do? You got to ignore it. But you know you're going to answer. You got to ignore it. Next. Which of the following should you do before stopping? Use your mirror. We talked about when you are slowing down and stopping, look in your rear. 16 said of you, look in your rear. One person said flash your headlights. You're following a large vehicle. Why should you stay a safe distance behind it? You'll allow the driver to see in your mirrors. Yes, we saw that video, the no zones. Next, why should you switch your lights when it first starts to get dark? Why should you switch your lights on so others can see you more easily? 16 of you got it right. Great job. What should you do when you approach this sign? Usually you can click on the sign. It means slow down. Whenever you're on a bridge, you want to slow down. Some bridges are made of metal, some are wood. You could slide. Next, you can't see clearly behind you when reversing. What should you do? Ask someone to guide you. Okay, if you can't see clearly, you're about to back into a tree, back into the tent, hit your garage. Trust me, I have an 18-foot open trailer with my car on there. Okay, I'll hit the side of the house. I'm not going to scrape my wife's car. I'm like, you got to move your car out of the way. I need the whole driveway. Dad, I'm like, I need the whole driveway. I'll get the trailer and the car in tight to the right. Okay? When our son went to Brazil, my race car and trailer were on the right, tight. His mango orange Charger was squeezed in there. He was in Brazil almost a year. Don't touch my car, Dad. I'm like, I'm about to drive this Charger. We left it in there. What should you do when you are approaching traffic lights that have been green for some time? Be prepared to stop. It's called a stale green light. When you see a hazard ahead, why should you use your mirror? Why is this? To assist in your actions and will affect following traffic. Most of you got this right. The mirrors will help you. You're driving on a wet road. You have to stop your vehicle in an emergency. What should you do? Keep both hands on the steering wheel. That allows you to have a firm grip on the wheel. When may you use handheld mobile phone in your car? When you are suitably parked, or when there's an extreme emergency. Someone is following you or someone is injured. What does this road marker mean? It means overtaking traffic should move back to the left. I know the image is a little hard to see. When do windscreen pillars cause the most serious obstruction? When you're approaching bends or junctions. They're hard to see because you have this pillar that holds the roof and it's hard to see. So you got to look around the pillar left or around to the right. When you're traveling along a narrow country road, how should you pass a cyclist? We already talked about this. Leave them plenty of room. 15 of you got it right. Thank you. When you're emerging from a junction, the wind pillar is restricting your view. What should you be particularly aware of? Motorcyclist. Got to be aware. 9 of you got it right. 14 of you answered pedestrian, so both are right. Pedestrians and bicyclists, 14 of you got it right. Then the rest of you said motorcyclist. Buses, no. Lorries, no. Coaches, no. When should you do before you make a U-turn? Look over your shoulder for a final check and make sure it's legal. U-turns are done on the street, not in the neighborhood. Why are these lines yellow painted across the road? To make sure you're aware of your speed. What should you do when you move off from behind a parked car? Check both interior and exterior mirrors. You're turning right into a dual carriageway, a divided highway. What should you do before emerging? Look to the center reservation. Make sure it's wide enough for your vehicle. Which of the following situations should you use to avoid overtaking a vehicle approaching a dip in the road? Okay, type what you learned. Come on, type what you learned. Let's go. Type what you learned, type what you learned. Type what you learned, type what you learned. Please and thank you. What I'm concerned with, we only have 58% accuracy. That concerns me. And this will tell me the students that got it right. So I can look at data. Well, this is just a general class. I can see who got it right, who got it wrong, how many seconds it took. And most of you like, I really like these quizzes because they help you. I'm always trying to help you. Okay, time is good. We got about 15. What are we seeing? Wham Bam. Are we seeing on scene TV? Are we seeing the driving school videos that show you real life? What are we doing? You type it in the chat. Type it in the chat. What are we seeing? Come on. Wham Bam. Y'all love some Wham Bam. It's all good. State instructional videos. I like that. Oh. Well, I'll pick the top three out. I think the state instructional videos will offer you some good value. I think Wham Bam shows you real life. And those are customer related videos to help you spot danger. I like both. I like both. So we'll see three things. It's 45. We're doing good. And then we'll hit the curriculum work in the end. Give me 1 second. I want to say thank you, E. I was glad I was able to show you a little sneak peek of the new setup, of the picture of the sun to my left, of the podcast area. I'm not done. I got to bring up the equipment. I got to get some different handles for the microphones, but it's really going to be nice. And then I got another light in my other camera, but it's a smaller setup, but really try to maximize room. I want to say thank you. Subscribe, follow, bye.